affiliate influencer marketing it really wasn't a big thing at the time, but all I knew was that I couldn't run like traditional digital advertising because it was a CBD product.
That's right. So you were forced into it.
I was forced into it. All I knew is that I needed my loyal customers and my friends and my family to share the product on their social media, because organically building a social media following is very tough and it takes a long time.
Yeah.
So I was like, how can we speed this up? I can get everybody that I know to share about this, and I'll give them, whatever they sell, I'll give them commission on it.
You got it up to $1 million, correct?
Yeah. So it was
in like a year?
More than
through influencer and
more than I thought I would be able to do.
Yeah. I mean, that's a really big deal. People don't understand, like, for products to get to $1 million in a year is insane.
And I put everything into that company for a number of years and then was able to eventually sell it.
What was working back then and what is working now? Kelsey, welcome to the Earn Your Happy podcast.
Thank you.
It's so fun to have you here in person, because most people listening do not know this, because it's a fairly new partnership, but we get to work together.
Yes,
on
we
Glōci,
do.
which
Yes,
is
we
so
do.
fun. But this is not our first like rodeo in life together. We go way, way back. I think it's been around 8 years.
Around 8 years.
That we've been in each other's circle. So first of all, for everybody listening, you are helping me build the affiliate and ambassador program, which for me is one of the most important pieces of Glōci. And for everyone, as we go on this journey today, I want you to think about different places maybe in your business or life where you could collaborate.
Yeah.
Where you could, create some form of collaboration or connection with your audience and have it be a win-win for both people. And I think that's what you and I are on this journey doing, is moving forward, going, and we're just like, some of it, I know that some of it you are like an absolute expert in, but for the ambassador portion, I feel like we're trying everything.
Yeah.
We're just in the very beginning phases, but you were the person that I wanted to try everything with. So,
well, thank you.
I'm so excited you're here. Okay, so let's go back to the very beginning.
Okay.
When our worlds first collided.
Okay.
So tell me about how that all came about.
Yeah. So I actually, I started listening to Chris's podcast, actually.
How dare you?
Yes. Sorry. But then, of course, I was introduced to yours really soon. And I was inspired by both of you guys. And I had just started my first business, having never even dabbled in entrepreneurship at all. So I found it very inspiring to kind of hear, like, not only just the business side of it, but also like the personal development side that you guys brought to it. Because starting your first company is going through a journey.
Oh my God. The ultimate journey.
It's an ultimate journey. And I was like in the thick of it. And I was just getting so much from you guys. I remember at the time my business was like, we were very small, but it was, I was putting like my heart and soul into it. And yeah, you guys just really inspired me to be able to like take bigger leaps. And then I took the biggest leap that I had ever taken. And I remember pulling out my credit card and being like, I am going to bet on myself, as you guys had talked about so many times, and join Fast Foundations. And I was so scared, Lori. Like, I was...
Really?
Oh my God.
Where were you living at this time?
I was in California.
You were in California?
Yeah,
okay.
I was in California. I lived in Long Beach at the time. And I remember it was at the hotel in LA. I can't remember. You remember,
hotel,
okay.
But I know where.
Yeah. So I remember thinking, okay, this is perfect. I'm going to do this. But just like, I knew putting myself out there like that, I was going to be so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And the drive there, I like almost turned around like 3 times.
Are you extrovert or introvert?
I'm both.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm like a very extroverted introvert. Like when I know somebody, I'm super loud, like too loud, very goofy. But
like strangers,
it's hard.
Danger.
Yeah. And then especially like being vulnerable in front of people.
Yeah.
Like, and again, I had no confidence in where I was with my business. I was like, this is my first time.
Totally.
I'm going to be in a room with people like that are so much more successful.
Which is everybody's fear. Like that was, which I'm sure you learned very quickly after that, is always like, is everyone better than me? Am I going to add value? What am I doing?
Yeah.
But like, we're all in that boat.
Totally. But getting there, one of the first things that we did, one of the exercises was to go up in front of everyone and speak.
Oh, that's right.
And my
rude of
company
us.
was a CBD company. And I remember just like sitting there and like eating CBD gummies, hoping that it would like calm my heart rate down because I was so nervous.
Like, I'm going to put this stuff to the test.
I was about to go to the bathroom and just hide out while you guys said my name. Like I'm not joking. I was so scared. But long story short, I ended up like absolutely loving the experience. I came home and there was just a fire lit. I was in it, and I put everything into that company for a number of years and then was able to eventually sell it. So, I mean,
so awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it was really like the catalyst for me, like betting everything I have on myself and kind of giving me the confidence where, you know, I think we put like people on pedestals and to think like, okay, well, if I can do this and this, then, you know, I can really do anything. So, thank you.
You're saying great things start in fear. And in absolute, like absolutely. The barf moments.
Yes. Yeah. 100%. Like that was one of the biggest barf moments that I've ever had.
Oh, I love that.
And it literally kickstarted like everything in my career up to this point. So.
And you didn't just go for it. You went in an industry that was also fairly challenging.
Yeah.
Which I can understand with trying to start an alcohol company. There's just a lot of red tape around new things.
Right.
Okay, so tell me about the journey of building your first CBD company.
Yeah, it was a lot. I mean, I was, ton of red tape, ton of restrictions. So I had to get really creative.
Yeah.
And I learned affiliate and influencer marketing.
Because you had never had a product or anything before.
Had never had
You were just like, I'm going to make these gummies because...
No, Lori, I had barely had a job, yet alone a company. Like I wasn't really ever someone who had like, oh, I'm going to be this or I'm going to be this. I really didn't know. I was like bouncing around just trying to figure out like who I was, what I wanted to do, what was going to give me like purpose and excite me. And so that did, because it was a challenge. And when I was able to like overcome little challenges every day, I'm like, okay, I think this is what I like. I like building something. So yeah, I ran into a lot of walls. We'll just say that. I mean, I lost a lot of money. I learned a lot of very hard lessons. I learned to, not trust everyone and to really trust yourself more than anything.
That's a huge lesson.
It was a huge lesson.
Because you always want to give your power to everyone else who you think might know better than you.
Yes, and why do we always think everyone knows better than us?
It's the craziest thing. We start because we know, and then when we get going, we question everything because we think everyone else knows.
Yeah, I think, and even further along my journey, in more recent months even, I've had that lesson even like 10x. So
wait, I need to... Can we hear that? And then we're going to go back to how you built the affiliate and influencer thing. Tell me about that.
Absolutely. I think I always relied on having a business partner. Like I always was like, I need to partner with somebody because if there's things that I don't know how to do, I need to make sure that somebody else does.
Yeah.
But I was kind of not giving myself enough credit because I can figure it out. Like I think like one of the lessons I've actually learned from you in the many years we've known each other is everything can be figured out. So yeah, I always wanted a business partner and relied on other people to kind of just like carry the torch, and realized the hard way through like multiple failed business relationships that I don't really need anyone. Like in the weirdest way, like people want to work with me, not necessarily like my skill set all the time, right? Like there's always going to be someone better than you. There's always going to be someone smarter than you. But like, how do you present yourself in a way that is, understanding of people, seeing a client for what they are doing, what they're investing in versus like a transaction.
So did you have a partnership go awry or what happened?
Yeah, I had a couple. Okay. I had a couple. And
so you've always started out wanting partnerships for that reason.
Yeah.
So weird how the universe will give us like all different lessons where sometimes it's like, I was like, oh, I don't really want partnerships. And then I'm like very curious about them now.
Yeah. And and I don't think it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
I think if you go into it, you can go into it however you'd like with a certain mindset. But I think when you start something with someone and there's like certain expectations and those expectations aren't aligned, it's never going to work out.
A million percent.
It's so tough. And then even if that person is like trying their hardest or, maybe just doesn't bring to the table what you thought they did, it's, you're just, it's a letdown on both sides, I think. So yeah, I think from here on out, I will be solo unless for some reason it's like me and my husband starting something together.
Yeah, totally.
But Yeah.
Mhm.
I've been able to find really great people. I just don't need to necessarily like
Partner.
partner.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
interesting. Just to put a bow on it, I think it's like in my experience, I feel like it's great to it's almost like starting on your own and figuring out who you are within that business first.
Yeah.
Because like when I started Glōci, I didn't even know what my main strengths would be,
Mhm.
like what my skill sets would be. So if I would have partnered from the beginning, like I initially actually thought I wanted to, I think I'd be doing something totally different that wouldn't feel aligned, and I'd be like, oh God, I have someone now who I hired away what I wanted to do, or not hired, partnered away
Right.
my part of what I wanted to do. Okay, so let's go back to you. Like in the very beginning, you had started building like an influencer
Yeah.
program. How did you know how to do that?
Yeah.
And was that intuitive? Like, we need influencers to sell this?
I didn't. No. To
Okay.
answer your question, I didn't. It
Because this
one-
was a little while ago.
Yeah,
It wasn't like,
It was one of those things where, affiliate and influencer marketing it really wasn't a big thing at the time, but all I knew was that I couldn't run like traditional digital advertising because it was a CBD
oh,
product.
that's right. So you were
Yeah.
forced into it.
I was forced into
Oh.
it. All I knew is that I needed my loyal customers and my friends and my family to share the product on their social media, because organically building a social media following is very tough and it takes a long time.
Yeah.
So I was like, how can we speed this up? I can get everybody that I know to share about this, and I'll give them, whatever they sell, I'll give them commission on it. So yes, it was affiliate, but I didn't know that.
Yeah.
As I educated myself a little bit more, I realized, okay, I'm building an affiliate program. Influencer wasn't really even, it wasn't even talked about at that time, like early 2018. And yeah, grew the company using affiliates. And what was awesome was not only was I growing, but people that were partnering with me were also able to like build in additional revenue streams for their families or, for their own businesses by talking about the products that they loved, which was mine. So yeah, grew the company that way, and then kind of got noticed for doing that with other companies and started freelancing, doing affiliate and influencer marketing for companies from very early stage startup to large corporate companies. And then it kind of just took off from there.
What do you think has changed since then in like what was working back then and what is working now?
Yeah, everything has changed,
Yeah.
honestly. Like there was no such thing as paying an influencer for content. I mean, maybe on like celebrity level, of course, like brand partnerships or brand ambassadorship, if you saw like a celebrity promoting a product or some sort of endorsement. But there was nobody, with 10,000 followers on Instagram making money from that.
Right.
Like that just didn't happen. Everyone was okay with working, for a percentage of the revenue that they generated. So that's changed a lot. I mean, just social media in general has changed, and there's been so much. I feel like it's every week, honestly. There's something
totally.
that we have to adapt and change with. But honestly, I mean, kind of to tie it back to Glōci, that's what's so cool about our partnership is that we've been able to take such creative and unique approaches with it, and not with just Glōci, but with every brand that I've worked with, because it changes, and you can't have something like hard set in stone, because next week, I mean, we could lose TikTok.
Right, exactly.
I mean, there's just always something, but that's not going to be the only thing. You just have to be willing to adapt and change and be able to see things from the client's perspective, but also from the creator's perspective, because without the creator, like what we're doing doesn't make sense.
Yeah. And it's so interesting because you don't know even if your product is going to fit with different people or on different platforms or about the price point, or there's so many different variables that even in the beginning, like I'm willing to look at and change on our end to also fit with what's going on in the affiliate world and the influencer world, because that is now the main marketing for the most part. It's such a huge piece of how you get out there. So for affiliates, how on earth, if people are listening, how do you even find affiliates?
Yeah, and I guess that's kind of brand dependent as well, because for Glōci, I mean, we kind of have tiers, right? Where, some people are hand selected based on their network or their relationship with you or past things that they've done or, past campaign success, I guess I mean to say. And then in a lot of cases, like with your affiliate, it's more of a broad, open invite to anybody who would be willing to promote the product in exchange for X, Y, and Z, whatever that brand is willing to offer them. So it's kind of a different approach with everyone, but it's a lot of relationship building on my end over the past, I guess, almost 8 years now. I've built a lot of relationships with different creators and different management companies who work with creators. I've also become really close with a lot of like search and discovery and influencer management tools that have databases of, 10 million plus. And I work with them and I'm able to source relationships that way. But it's a struggle with every new brand because there's, you have to be so aligned with somebody to make sure that you are protecting the image and integrity of your brand. So there's a lot that goes into the search and discovery side of it.
There's so much that's gone into it that I'm like, oh my God, it's so robust, everything that you guys do, from what you said, like protecting the brand to the agreements with the ambassadors and the influencers and how you want your brand talked about. And the beginning it's a lot of legwork getting everything set up. So what parts for you feel fun? What parts feel like a really heavy lift?
And I'm not just saying this, but honestly, the whole thing is fun. Like I have
things like that.
I've been like lucky enough at this point to only choose the brands that I want to work with and I'm really, really interested in growing with. And because of that, all of the steps are really exciting. But the most fun part is being able to put a different spin on it. I mean, if every single affiliate influencer or ambassador program looked the same, I mean, it would just be so boring. Like from the creator side too, like they want to see a different twist. I mean, I have a brand that, we've built out different incentives to the point that like they're giving away weekly, they're giving away vacations and cars. And, so that stuff's really fun, being able to figure out how to make it exciting on the partners side as well.
Yes, which I can't wait for that point.
Oh, we're getting there. Yeah, we're getting there. Yeah.
Which is so fun, you guys. As your company grows, you can do so much more for your customer. So how ours works, which we can kind of chat about, is we have essentially you can go and choose to be an affiliate. I'll have you explain a little bit about how we have it set up.
Yeah. So entry level, you become an affiliate for Glōci. We are going to send you Glōci product and you are going to agree to share about Glōci on your social media. It's really up to you after one engagement, how much you want to put in. You can just remain an affiliate and post as you would like, when you would like. Or you can really put a lot more time and intention into this and work your way up to the ambassador level. Once you reach the ambassador level, you kind of like unlock different perks and incentives. And some of that involves your time. Some of that involves different trainings and ways that we can show you how to really make this a really lucrative opportunity. And then different fun incentives as well. I mean, we've even talked about like some of the stuff in the way future that I'm already really excited for. But yeah, really big things on the horizon if you really want to take it to the ambassador level.
And I'm excited about this because we want to get on, I know you're getting on a lot of the calls of like training people how to do it.
Right.
Because there's so many people that I see doing it wrong. Not our people yet, but like they think they can just take a picture and post it. And the thing is that people can feel whether you're authentic or not. You really, like you need to be using the product. You really do. And you need to be sharing about what your experience is and the benefits because people can just literally see through it. There's actually, I don't know if you've seen it, but there's like a whole campaign popping up about de-influencing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I kind of love it because it'll make people have to be more authentic.
Yeah.
And so de-influencing is essentially like these influencers who come on and talk about like what they really felt about a product.
Right.
So,
Which, I mean, if I think back to like 2018 when I was building my first company and the type of content that worked then, it's funny because the static image, it actually worked. Like static image, here's your coupon code, and then I love this product in the caption. Great. Okay, people are going to purchase. We overconsume content at this point from every aspect of our lives. It needs to be something that resonates with people. So yeah, it's really cool to be able to work on the creator side and educate people on what I've seen work with brands and with specific types of product, especially when we're talking about a health and wellness or something consumable like Glōci is. Peer-to-peer recommendation, there's just nothing more valuable than that. But to your point, authenticity is key. If you're someone who's promoting 100 different products in a similar category on your page, I mean, it's unlikely that, one post with this product is going to work. Now, if you were saying, okay, I just found Glōci, this is the end all be all for me, and then now, you've consistently been sharing about Glōci, yes, then it will work. So
yeah, it's, coming from a sales background, a network marketing background, where I essentially I was like just an affiliate every single day.
Yeah.
That's what network marketing is. But learning the things that truly converted, and it takes time. I think that's the thing that people don't realize. And I think everybody wants to be like an influencer or an affiliate, and they go in with it with the best intentions, and they're like a brand that I really align with, except they only give it a month or even 3 months. And it's like, oh, it didn't take off the way I wanted. Well, people need to know that you've been like, this is truly a part of your life.
Right.
Like, I've been drinking a shake from my network marketing company for 15 years.
Yeah.
Like, when I say it, people know I've been doing it. Like, they see me actually eating it every day.
Yeah.
So it's like one of those things that was easy for me to convert people, because they're like, she does this every freaking day. Like, this is actually happening.
Yeah.
And so if people have podcast ads and they're like, why aren't these ads working? Well, have you done them for 6 months? Do you actually talk about it in different ways, of all the ways that you use it? Like how you use it and what the benefits are and why it's better for your life. So that's a lot of what we want to do on these calls, is to really show people, like, let's take some different approaches, be really, really consistent with it.
Yeah.
And some of the big podcast hosts that I know and I'm friends with, who they are just like crushing in the affiliate world, because it truly is brands that they use.
Right.
What they do is they'll pick for like a year or 2 years, like, what are the brands I'm really using and really aligning with? And they go deep with them. That's what you and I want together in our partnership. That's what you and I want for everybody who comes on. Is we don't want like the fly by night people. I really want people to be like, no, I want to use this product. I really want to like eat, breathe, sleep this product, make it a part of what I do, so that we can eventually, your audience will catch up to that, and we can pay you in a great way.
Yeah. I mean, tying back to like overconsumption of content, I think people also want instant gratification with everything.
Totally.
Like every aspect of their life. And so you're right. Someone they do one post and they get a few likes on it, and it doesn't create anything for them. And then they'll probably feel like a little bit ashamed, a little bit embarrassed, like, okay, maybe this isn't for me. But anyone who I know who's been successful at anything, going back to what I said earlier, they might not be the best at it, but they're the most consistent. And that really applies here as well. Like, we want people who are going to consistently be sharing and committed to a long-term partnership. This is not transactional. So yeah, I think with Glōci, like, we're really kind of trying to pull almost that affiliate and influencer. We're de-influencing Glōci. We're really trying to make it a partnership program that people can, learn not only about Glōci, but learn how to just be better at being an affiliate or a creator.
Because we want to make it better for the people who are sticking with us long haul. Like, we have big plans for you. You just have to have faith that that's happening.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about the benefits for people, about, a lot of people, influencers, like, they want to get that money up front and then go and do some of the posts. Or, oh my gosh, because this is a podcast and I know so many podcasters. There's a lot of podcasts who, especially now, there was an algorithm change in how your downloads were counted. It is not easy to make money on podcasts if you're just getting paid for ads. Yeah. So the thing that, whether it's Glōci or another company, doing this kind of partnership long-term is going to be I think it's going to be your biggest chance for the most lucrative deals that feel the most authentic. Yeah. So what was happening to me, even when I was placing ads, is it's like the ads take longer to catch on, and you really need to feel it, and people need to see you with the product. So what would happen is I'd get placed with an ad for 3 months, and maybe it wouldn't perform well because it's not necessarily who I am, or I'm not using it every day, or I'm not talking about it all the time. Yeah. It was just those particular spots that they asked me to talk about. And so maybe don't perform well. And I see it all the time, just churn after churn after churn on everyone's podcast. A 3-month placing with this company, a 3-month placing with this company, and then it's gone. Like, they're not re-signing up because they're not seeing what they want. So what happens is that you can burn through the companies that you want on your podcast pretty darn fast, or burn through the companies that you're sharing pretty fast because they're not going to pay you anymore. Yeah. Because it's not consistent. It's not really who you are. So I suggest truly going deep with like finding those affiliates you love. Find like 3 to 4 companies and go so deep with those partnerships. But that takes time. That's going to take a year or two. And once you roll into that, it's like, okay, well, when I think of Kelsey, I think of, Organifi. Or when I think of Kelsey, I think of Glōci. When I think of Kelsey, I know her skincare routine. Like, you want it that solid that if I'm like, what lotion should I be getting? Oh, she always talks about this SPF. That's the best SPF.
Yeah.
Like, that is how connected you want to be to the brands that you choose.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Yeah, you want to really partner with people. You want to consistently be talking about this product. I mean, again, and you can't always assume that everyone's watching your content at all times. So you post one time and you expect all 10,000 of your followers to make a purchase that one time. I think, it's just back to being overstimulated with content. When someone's promoting 100 different products on their platform, they just lose a little bit of validity, I guess. So I couldn't agree more. Finding your core brands, and brands, again, like you said, that you actually use and talk about, and just go really hard with those.
It's going to make your life easier too. If you're really using it, content's going to be really easy to do because you're not going to have to set it up or go, oh, I have to remember to put this in my calendar to do this post. Or like, what am I saying? Why do I like this? Well, I don't really like the taste. Like, it's so much easier, which will make the money come easy. That's why selling shakes for me was the easiest thing I've ever done. I'm like, so you're telling me I'm just going to upload my lunch every day?
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, great. Yeah.
Cool. Easy.
Yeah. And once you do it enough where you've kind of like, you've gotten over like the education phase, then it becomes more like, okay, here's how I incorporate this into my lifestyle.
Totally.
And I'm just thinking of like, Glōci, there's so many different ways. Like, okay, I'm using my Glōci in my morning routine, in my nighttime routine, at the gym. Like, here's how I'm sharing Glōci with my friends. Here's my friends' feedback on this product. So it's really about education first, incorporating it into your lifestyle, and then just being really consistent.
So you built the company that you're working on or working in right now.
Yeah.
And you kind of built the agency. Why is that? Why are you doing what you do right now?
So after I sold Sweat, Sweat was my
CBD.
Yep. After I sold Sweat, I was at the time building another agency. And that's the reason that I sold Sweat, was because managing that and then also building an agency was.
And just to say, you sold that for, it was making $1 million. You got it up to $1 million, correct?
Yeah. So it was
in like a year?
More than
through influencer and
more than I thought I would be able to do.
Yeah. That's a really big deal. People don't understand, like, well, some people understand, but for products to get to $1 million in a year is insane.
Yeah.
In the first year.
Yeah. And I, like I said, and I will be the first to tell you too, I also lost a lot because I tested different things and tried different things and tried products that never took off. And it was a roller coaster, but it was ultimately worth it. I tell my dad, I'm like, sorry, Dad, I don't remember anything from college, but I remember everything from this. So this was like my education.
Exactly.
It was
That's
everything
how I
that
am.
I needed. Yeah. Just by doing. But building an agency at the same time doing that, not recommended. Do not. 10 out of 10.
Okay, 10 out of 10, don't do it.
Yeah. I was just overwhelmed. And I was also partnering with different people to build this agency. And it became a lot. So I wanted to put all my eggs in one basket. And I really went for it with the agency, only to really realize that I didn't love the structure. It was vertical. So I was in charge of sales and bringing on new clients, but then it would get passed down to the next person. And I lost communication with my clients and didn't get to be part of like the creative strategy anymore, which is really what I like. I wanted to, work with them and build a strategy based on my experience with brands in, that were similar size or in a similar space. And I just lost touch with that, which was not fulfilling to me. So actually last year, I just decided to step away from that. And I just wanted to build a team of experts that I didn't have to manage. So each one of those individuals are now in charge of their own business. They're each entrepreneurs in itself. So they each have their own teams that they work with. And then I get to work on the projects that I really like, because my time is not spent doing day-to-day implementation of like really tedious task work, which now you've seen how much goes into like the early stages of setting that up. I rather get to come in and, collaborate on okay, here's our strategy for the next month, or, some of the larger paid influencer campaigns that we do. So the stuff that really lights me up, I get to be a part of. And I also don't have to babysit anybody anymore. I mean, at the end of the day, if they want to be successful, they will do a great job. And I don't have to look over them. So it's awesome. I'm super happy and I feel really fulfilled. And I finally get to be choosy about who I work with. So
that's the best. That's the best.
Yeah.
What would you say you are most excited about within what you do right now, like coming up right now?
I mean, the brands that we have chosen to work with are all really exciting brands to me. And I think the possibility with each individual brand is really endless. So I don't want to just be like, I mean, we really are an extension of your team, but I really want to be integrated into the teams that these brands have and grow with them.
I feel that. We actually feel that. Yeah.
Yeah, good. I feel, you and Lauren, we were talking all the time.
Yes.
We were collabing back and forth, making adjustments. It's not like, okay, let me submit that to this person and we'll make the change next week, right? Like we're on
right.
it. We're
it's
doing
happening
it
real time.
Everything is happening real time. So it's exciting. We get to see the movement. We get to see the growth. And what I would really love and what I'm excited for is to watch these brands grow and just to be a part of that, because I still love like the brand and product side of things.
Yeah.
But I also can look at it from this angle and this lens and not necessarily have to be in the thick of it to still get what I like out of that type of business. So yeah, just a lot to come with everyone.
Okay, so what have we set up for people if they're like, okay, I want to be an affiliate for Glōci?
So once they apply to be an affiliate, of course, we want to keep some sort of exclusivity with this, but we really are opening it up to anyone who is really passionate about the product or is passionate about growing with a brand. I think that's really, a core of what we're looking for in the partnerships that we're outreaching to. And once they are onboarded as an affiliate, they get access to product. They get to post about the product and earn from posting. I guess I shouldn't limit it to posting. We also are going to have podcasters. We're going to have people who just want to almost network market with their friends and families.
Yeah. Email lists. If you've got a great, we've got an ambassador who's got a great, she's a blogger.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're a blogger and that's how you share products that way.
Yeah. And to be honest, some of the most, just to encourage people who are listening, like, oh, I don't really have a huge email list or I don't have a huge social media following. Some of the best and biggest, highest earning creators that I have ever worked with have 10 to 50,000 followers.
Totally.
So they just are so good at connecting with their audience and kind of doubling down on specific products. And they have been able to create generational wealth for their families through these kinds of partnerships.
Yeah.
So yeah, as an affiliate, there's so much opportunity just to start earning, maybe play around with it a bit, see if it's a good fit for you. And then from there, if you really want to take it seriously, then you can be, you can graduate up to becoming a Glōci ambassador, which has all the perks and incentives.
Amazing.
Yeah. And higher earning potential. And then, there's going to be some really great ways to connect with you, which I know a lot of people in your audience are. That's a lot of value right there. So.
I'm just so excited to reward those women who have worked so hard. That's like what I'm like, hurry up, be an affiliate, then be an ambassador so we can reward you and take you on either these trips or masterminds or whatever we're going to do with incredible women. So I can't wait for that.
And how cool is it that like I literally started in your mastermind. Then we just kind of became friends. Now we're working together and now I'm helping you do this. And now there's so many different ways that people can get connected to you and your network, not just by going to your mastermind.
Yes, totally.
Now they can come and be an affiliate for you, work their way up to ambassador, and go on trips with you. Like we're going to plan a lot of that cool stuff. So there's, it's a great way to put yourself out there and get in front of people who are going to inspire you and not only lift you up from like how you can earn with Glōci, but just in general, like with life and personal development as holistically. So,
well, all we're doing now is shopping online, and we're pretty much just seeing it through people. So why not be one of those people who? I'm telling you, we are the best advocates of what we love.
Yeah,
you should be getting paid for it if you're talking about it. I thoroughly believe that. So we want to pay you for talking about it if you love it. If you love it. Okay, so you're doing something really cool. You're building a supplement company as well. Tell me about it.
Yeah, quite a bit different than Glōci, different avenue, but it's going to be a adaptogen brand. We're going to start with adaptogenic mushrooms. I personally just have had just a really great experience with adaptogenic mushrooms from like lion's mane and chaga. I'm someone who like definitely struggles with anxiety, and I'm just very hyperactive.
And so you know why we relate so well.
Yeah, just a lot of anxiety, but like self-induced, right? Like,
right. Oh, 90%
I very
of
much
know it. Yeah.
I want to take on new things, and I want to like build new skill sets, and then somehow they end up causing me more anxiety.
Right. Please figure this out for me.
Yeah, but there's a lot of different things that I've tried. CBD was actually one of them. And so I built that from, personal need.
Totally.
And then was able to, grow that to what it was. And now, again, building something out of more personal need where I want other people who are high performers and people who have, 1,000,000-mile-an-hour lifestyles, but want to slow down and be able to focus on the things that really matter, whether that be your career or quality time with your friends or family. I needed that and I created it. So set to probably, I say probably because you understand how this goes.
The probably is this maybe a 3 to 6 month range. That's what we're going to say.
It's been probably since last April.
I love this. Oh, yeah. Trust me. I probably felt like 2 years.
Yeah. And then it was, oh, great. Yes, we found our supplier. Everything's good. Nope, not the person.
No, it's not. It's actually not.
Nope, this guy hasn't emailed me back in 3 weeks now.
No,
it's like,
but you had the best call and you were this close to signing paperwork, and then the paperwork just never comes.
It's so
what
great.
Is this?
I don't know.
It's important people hear this because they're going to be like, oh my God, it's almost why you can't give people a set date.
Yeah.
Like you get excited. I looked like a jackass like 25 times. So I was like, it's April, it's May, it's June, it's July, it's August. And I was like, fuck it. It's someday. Okay.
Yeah.
Lay off me.
Yeah. It'll be here soon enough. Okay. Coming soon. Coming soon.
I'm going to go do some anxiety work over here.
It really is crazy. And my business partner, I actually met him he owns an Amazon agency. So we connected through working with clients together. And I'm like, okay, you're what I'm missing and I'm what you're missing. Let's do something together.
Got it.
We do this for brands all day. Like, let's also do it for ourselves.
Yep.
So we partnered, and he had never built a brand from like scratch. He had come in at a lot of times where the brand had maybe been a year in or 2 years in. He is floored that we can't get an email back, can't get a call back. It takes so much time to find the right partner because you're not just looking for who can actually create this product. You're really looking at who is going to be the backbone to this product, because if we don't have this product, we don't have this brand. And if something falls through on their end, or they're organized, or they, mess up the formulation, that's everything. It can, it's your cash flow. It's everything. So it took us a minute, and we're finally here. We just finalized R&D, and we should probably have product in hand by first week of August. So
amazing. And it's called
Vibe, VYBE. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just going to stick to the adaptogenic supplement space in unique delivery methods. So gummies is, everybody loves gummies.
Mm-hmm.
We'll start with that, but exploring some really cool other delivery methods like coffee and chocolate and all kinds of things.
Great delivery methods.
Yes. You gotta be unique. I mean, there's 100 different like capsules. 100,000 is what
I'm just in this place of, and I don't know, maybe I'll make a pill someday. I don't know, but like I can't do another pill.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so hard for me to swallow pills.
Yeah. Yeah. It is tough. Yeah. And we really want to stand out because we want to build it fast and sell it fast. So.
Yeah, that's exciting. It's exciting. And people, I mean, I'm such a consumer. I love new products when I find things that I love. So I can't wait to try Vibe.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
All the good vibes. Okay. So you and I have both grown up in small towns.
Yes, we have.
And what do you think that has done for you? Like, how has that helped you win?
Yeah, I think, work ethic is one.
Where were you from originally?
Wisconsin.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Which part?
La Crosse.
Oh, La Crosse. Okay,
yeah.
Awesome.
So small town.
Yeah, very.
La Crosse is I was actually from a town called West Salem, which is a small town outside of La Crosse. So like
which is also a small town.
which is also a small town. So like 2,000 people.
Yeah.
When I lived there, I think they're up to 4 now. So things are really
metropolis.
Yes, it is. It is a blooming.
Like, do they
city.
have a Kmart yet?
Yeah.
Or
No. Oh no, you have
God,
to
no.
drive 15 miles to go
Okay.
to anything that's not like a small local.
like a big
grocery.
dollar.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yep. We know these towns.
Yes, we do.
That's where I'm from.
And yeah, at the time, you know,
Mhm.
I'm sure you can relate, like looking at people who like lived in the big city in California, it was like, oh my gosh, that's so great.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to do that. And when I could, I did.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think growing up in a small town really taught me work ethic, and it gave me a sense of like accountability and like family orientation that I think a lot of people don't have, I guess. And I think all of those things have helped me in business. So obviously work ethic, but just being able to get along with people and kind of be a chameleon in certain situations. I feel like that's like a small town trait.
Totally.
Like
It's survival.
survival and just like nice, just everybody's more nice. Like if you're not nice, the lunch lady is going to tell, your mom is going to tell someone
you're
else.
out.
The whole town knows
Travels
you're,
fast.
Yeah, you're terrible by the end of the day. So
The whole Piggly Wiggly is going to know.
yeah, yeah,
Which is a grocery store, everyone.
yeah.
Okay, so small town or work hard, work ethic. When I first came to LA, LA people are gonna hate me for this, but you're also gonna be called out. So I just remember, like, I would talk to people and I would meet another Midwesterner who maybe had just come, and maybe I was this is when I'd been here for a while.
Yeah.
Let's say I was year 5 or 7 or something, and they would come and they're like, any advice? I'm like, you're gonna be just fine, because the way you grew up, you're gonna win here, because all you have to do is keep your word and show up. Because everyone was so flaky,
so low
that I was like, you're gonna win. All you gotta do is show up. It's crazy. Like,
how many times have you heard, oh, you're not from here?
oh, all the time.
You're not
Still.
from, you're not from here. You're not from here.
Still.
And I lived here for 10 years. Okay.
Yes.
So, I mean, that's a long time, but yeah, it's, you definitely stand out in a number of different ways. But yeah, I think I wouldn't change it. I'm sure you wouldn't either.
No,
At
I
the
love
time,
it.
it felt like, why am I here?
Yes.
And now I
sure.
could not be more thankful for that. And it's been such a roller coaster too, because moving here, living in LA, living in the big city, and then now moving back to more small town, not as small, but smaller.
Where are you guys right now? You're
right outside of Chicago.
Mhm.
Yeah. So moving back to small town, it really has become, it was such a roller coaster of, I want the city to, okay, I'm ready to like slow down and get back to like a slower paced lifestyle where I can just concentrate on more simplicity. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, it's not really where you live. It's just like what actually brings you purpose.
Totally.
And not here, not in LA, you can get a lot more quality time, because
You're not in your car.
You're not in your car. And it's, yeah, exactly. It's a little bit more of like a hustle and bustle here. I don't think there's a right or a wrong way, and you can be successable wherever you live, to be honest. But
I was in my car for 3 hours yesterday driving up to LA, because I'm not in LA. We are all in, that was the slowest I've ever said a sentence. We are all, we're in Orange County, which is like an hour out of LA, which is major for my nervous system. So I do think that, and by the way, I do see you, LA hustlers. I see you, but it's not all of you. And that's why you win as well.
Totally.
But for sure, when you are building big dreams, I think it's really important to pay attention to who you're around, who's on your team, and what area you're in, how your nervous system feels in that area.
I agree.
And I just couldn't maintain that pace up in LA while building something. I needed like the energy around me to be a bit more like fueling, soul filling, recharging nature.
Right.
So yeah, I think that's important.
Yeah. And I think it's like, you know, you're told, oh, if you want to be successful, you got to be in New York, you got to be in LA, you have to be in like all of the major cities. But I honestly think like at the end of the day, you have to be wherever you feel fulfilled.
I agree.
And for some people that looks like the hustle and bustle. And for some people that looks like I haven't seen a neighbor in 5 years. So
there you go. You're coming out.
Yeah.
Look at you in the big city.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, I am so excited about this. And you know, let's end on the last question of what is success for you?
I think success for me is time. and being able to create enough time to do the things that I love. And that's not like time away from my career by any means. That's just not having to clock in to a job that takes away time doing something I love. So time doing things I love, like building what I'm building right now, and time with my family, and time, with the people that mean something to me or doing things that fill me up. So it's just something I never would have gotten had I stayed on the path of like, I'm going to work a corporate job and be in a cubicle from 9 to 5. And honestly, not to say there's anything wrong with that at all. I think
just when you know.
For me, it was, I need my time to myself. Maybe I'm a little bit more selfish, but yeah, I
feel that.
Yeah, success to me is just being able to put my time and spend my time where I want to and do things that really make me feel whole.
And then I know that you don't work with a lot of people. So this podcast was not about filling you up like an agency. It's really like you're looking specifically for those dream businesses that want to build an influencer, ambassador, whatever that looks like, program. So you don't even have this set up in a way that's like, go to my website.
Right.
If you know that this is you and you have something like a Glōci or like a business that would be a great fit for what we're talking about, you can DM Kelsey. So can you give us your handle?
Yes, it's Kelsey, KELSEY.EYERS.
Okay, Kelsey.Eyers.
Yep.
Yes. So you guys go DM her. If this is something you're like, oh my God, I need this. I want to build this. I have this product that would be amazing with this. Go and check that out. But again, this podcast wasn't necessarily about filling up her agenda with that because you're building your company, you're building a dream business, but there could be some great fits out there who could also work with you.
Yeah, and not only that, I mean, if I can help anybody in any way, I'm always open to do that. There's been so many hands, including yourself, that have reached out and have been that middle person for me. So if there's anything, I have, other recommendations and different people that I can refer you to help grow your business as well. So always happy to put out a hand.
Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank
I'm
you
so grateful
much,
for
Lori.
you. It's just been so much fun.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see what we all build together. So
I'm so excited. This is going to be an unbelievable opportunity for so many people. And I'm so happy to be a part of it.
It's like what I'm most excited about.
Yeah, me too.
Pretty much all of it. So, okay. Well, thank you so much.
Thank
you
you
guys, thank you for tuning in. And until next time, earn your happy. Bye, everyone.